The winningest active head coach and longest tenured coach in the FBS looks on for one final opening kickoff at Lane Stadium. Darion Green will get a returnable kick from Nick Weiler, and he gets spun down near the 23-yard line is where the forward progress will set him up.
Probably this emotional swing early in the game and hang on to that.
Michael Brewer goes to work, and Trayvon McMillan, whose game stretch as a starting quarterback. The offense put up the numbers, but a little bit more efficient with Brewer as he takes it on the run and works to the 30-yard line. Keep that high-powered Tar Heel offense off the field. Against a four-man rush, and that ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. He is one shy of tying the NCAA record. The veteran punter in his 50th start, A.J. Hughes, with a good hang-time kick. And Switzer, who signaled for a fair catch, muffed the punt at the 35-yard line. Looked like M.J. Stewart for the Heels, averaging 42 points a game. That's top 10 in the country. Williams throws it underneath for T.J. Logan, and he gets chopped down in the open field.
Polar, when he's hot, this offense is extremely hot.
There is a flag from the sideline as Williams took it out, but and Troy Gray running out.
Illegal snap, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, second down.
You do too much early in this atmosphere.
This is second down after the false start penalty. He's going to take a shot for Mac Hollins, one of the best big play receivers in the country, and he's denied by Terrell. Bud Foster's defense brings 4 on the rush. Williams coming back to Austin Pohl, and in open space, he has the first down. Bud Howard throws a block, and finally he gets brought down by Chuck Clark. On 3rd and 13, they pick up 32 yards.
North Carolina is a very good catch and carry type of team right here. A very accurate pass to Prohl, and then it's the run after the catch.
And North Carolina trying to go tempo, and here's Elijah Hood. Zone read, give to Logan, first down, into the red zone goes North Carolina. And that's Damian Washington at the top. Williams going to the short side of the field, and it's in. Williams keeps it. For the first time, he takes off. And Marquise Williams inside the 5, backpedals for a touchdown. And the Tar Heels are on the board first on the road.
We talked about that cushion outside on that deep threat with Mac Hollins, and there's 2 ways you can take advantage of it: throw in front of it or run to it, and that's exactly what Marquise Williams does. Runs right over into that softness, pulling offensive lineman and Caleb Peterson out there as well. Very well executed by a dynamic offense.
They converted that 3rd down and long to Austin Prohl, and Williams, who is closing in on Darian Durant's all-time total offense record at North Carolina, bangs in another rushing touchdown. Nick Weiler ties the North Carolina record with his line drive kick, and J.C. Coleman will bobble it from the 1. And Coleman to the 21 as we check in with Olivia Harlan.
Well, Adam,
None of us wrote that line for you, but great stuff. Seriously, it is an incredibly emotional day for Frank Beamer and the rest of this Hokie staff as McMillan on first. And what a tough day for a lot of people. 2nd down and 6, and it's McMillan again running into Rashad and getting close to the sticks.
Offensively is to just sustain drives.
It went 3 and out the first time, and on 3rd and short, McMillan moves the chain down in the mix as well, and they were able to come back and win 23-21. Brewer for Hodges. Got it. Gonna have to watch for Bucky Hodges.
Receiver is the way they use it.
This is Brewer keeping it. Hodges ended up going past the block against Schottenberg, but to Phil and Brewer, when he's been healthy, has been solid. Well, McMillan lost his footing for a moment, now trying to bounce outside, and he may have enough to move the chains to the 45. Sam Rogers lined up as a slot receiver. Rashad coming in on a blitz, and he buries Michael Brewer. Last 5 games after just 2 in the first 5 for the Tar Heels. 4-man rush, setting up the screen. Here is Sam Rogers. He's got a long way to go, and he's run out of bounds by Simmons overnight. 3rd down and 6, 9th play of this drive. Brewer Back to the sticks, and it's incomplete for Ryan Shaw, the first punt of the game from A.J. Hughes. Switzer waves it out, and it will roll inside the 15-yard line. And their Commonwealth rivals, the Cavaliers, they'll be bowl eligible. Williams on first down, incomplete, throwing the slant. Tar Heels possess. And in that zone read with Elijah Hood. Maintenance. Hokies claiming there was movement, and there was. False start against North Carolina. One of the most penalized teams in college football.
False start. Offense. Number 68. It's a 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And that's 2 out of the line. Williams with time, throwing towards the sticks for Switzer. He made the catch, but short of the line to gain. So Joey Mangili, who's become the main punter the last 3 games, boots away a very solid one to Greg Stroman. From the 32, and he will get buried behind the 30-yard line. Hokies take over from the 29-yard line, their 3rd offensive series. Going to give to Trayvon McMillan, seeking space, picks up a couple as we go down to. He's only had 1 carry in his last 5 games since McMillan's been the workhorse. And there is a burst of speed for a first down for Jesus, and let us know that McMillan merely had the wind knocked out of him. Coleman still in on this series, and with a lead block from Eric Gallo, the center, he took. Picked up by Schottmer, the middle linebacker, and then gets hit by the corner. Off the fake to Coleman. Brewer eventually throws to an open Isaiah Ford. Four-man twist. Well covered by this front line of Virginia Tech. And on the release, it's thrown to the sideline for Ryan Malik.
Decisions to complete passes.
McMillan hit. See if they keep with the ground game on 3rd and short. And it is Brewer keeping it, and a great read by DeJuan. Joey Sly will kick from 46. And Sly looked like he had it going wide left the entire way. Had plenty of distance, but the sophomore out of Stafford, Virginia, could not convert. And the Tar Heel defense comes up with the stop that they needed on that 3rd and short play.
Yeah, this was outside the uprights from the get-go. You're exactly right, and just pulled it just a little bit, did Sly, but Virginia Tech has to take advantage of all opportunities because North Carolina, we know, can score points in bunches.
Spotted at the 29-yard line, and Marquise Williams and the Tar Heels take over. Down the middle, it's Brandon Fritz, the freshman tight end, taking
very good use of the play-action pass game.
Williams riding that mesh point all the way. The Tar Heel offense that has not turned the ball over in its last 3 games. They've been so good in terms of decision-making, especially Williams. This keeper, he gets stacked seasons of Frank Beamer's career. Coaching his final game in Blacksburg. Marquise Williams fumbling the snap and is able to recover it. After that 3rd down and medium play that Williams could not correct. So Mangili will punt to Greg Stroman. This one will bound at the 5, and it will be a net punt of just 29 yards.
My first games on the road, that was not pretty.
On first down, this is Sam Rogers running right. McMillan grabbed at the 25-yard line. 5 unbeaten. On 3rd down, the twist gets picked up by the Hokie offensive line, and it's caught for a first down mightily from last year to this year. The Hokies keeping this drive alive. On first down, a pass from Brewer. Taking a deep shot down the field for Ford.
Very well designed and a chunk play that Virginia Tech needed. Ford actually before that catch right there went out and then up on Malik Simmons.
Now Rogers on first down after the big play, churning those his legs, and the junior out of Mechanicsville picks up 8 on first down.
Malik metal to the metal just a little bit.
They stick with Rogers, who is seeking space, and he gets grabbed in the back. 3rd down and 4, a timeout for the Hokies. Blitz coming. Brewer steps up to the end zone. It is caught by Phillips, but it is dropped. 2 for Michael Brewer, and he had it in his hands. Slime missed from 40 Sill, Virginia. Ended up playing at Virginia Tech for Jerry Claiborne. A couple of trips to the Liberty Bowl as a defensive back. Head coach at Murray State for 6 years before he came to his alma mater in 1987. And this Hokie team has reached unprecedented heights here in Blacksburg. Out to the 25 will come out of offense. Just a 7-3 lead. And all day for Williams to throw to Quinshot Davis, and it's incomplete. Second time that Williams, the fake and the zip of the pass, and it's caught for a first down by Mac Hollins, as good in this game. Williams running out of time, and Marshall's there to swing him down. That ball came out loose. Marshall lost it out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Will they rule the quarterback down or not? But great pressure by Corey Marshall, and Andrew Motuapuaka was in on it to pick it up along with Marshall. We'll have to check this call from Ron Cherry.
The ruling on the previous play is a fumble and a recovery.
It is a Virginia Tech takeaway.
North Carolina certainly thought that that ball came out after the quarterback Marquise Williams was down, but officials are taught just this: let it play out. A fumble can always be overturned, and this one's going to be close. I certainly think play will be stopped and it'll be looked at further.
You see the North Carolina heels Marshall, the strip and the sack. Motuapuaka recovered it and went down at the 30. Where Brewer works from play action and nearly throws a pick. It is incomplete. There's McMillan. A grab from behind by Tyler Powell.
One-on-one up at the top.
Brewer running out, will take the check down to McMillan for a first down, but a penalty marker came flying in near the 25-yard line. We'll have to check that flag.
Yeah, this is certainly in the hold zone. I think this play's coming back.
We got holding offense, number 72. That's a 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So the Tar Heels rush just for Brewer, running out of time, and he gets sandwiched back at the 43-yard line after the penalty and the sack. Hughes trying to keep this one short. Switzer trying to battle the sun. He'll bail out. And out to the 20. First down and 10 from the 20. Zone read and a big burst by Elijah Hood. It got design quarterback run for Williams, and he only works his way back to the line. Blitz coming from Bud Foster's defense. Clark forcing Williams out. Marshall dove at his legs, and Williams fighting to get to the...
Virginia Tech has played extremely well defensively.
Mangili to punt away to Stroman. And a fair catch signaled at the 32-yard line. As a kid going to Virginia Tech football games, this is an important day for a lot of fans, and I would probably think that you're one of those people that understands the importance of it.
For so many of the young men who needed it that played for it.
McMillan on 2nd down, diving close to a first down marker. It'll be 3rd and short.
Didn't get a whole lot of time with my dad when I was young, and we just didn't have very much, but they were got a play going.
And McMillan there close to the sticks.
We didn't have a whole lot, but there were some Saturday mornings that were extremely special because my dad would come in.
About that scenario, he said he would walk around, he would see young students, young men, young women around campus crying. They'd be sitting by themselves, and he felt it was his job to go over and make sure that they were okay. Just somebody to talk to for a moment as Switzer.
And they have not been forgotten.
Maybe the most important thing that Frank Beamer has done as the head coach at Virginia Tech. Marty, we really appreciate your... Logan. Close to the... 3rd down and 4. Williams passes. Across the sticks for a first down. Leaping catch by the freshman Fritz.
Tech has been successful.
Pressure with a cannon, and Williams kind of stepped into a collapse. Quarterback run and a good cut by Williams. Trying to fight for yard. Quarterback sneak. Williams did not look like he got it. He was stacked up right at the 45. And it's going to bring up fourth down, about a full yard to go.
Yeah, little to no push out of a very veteran, gnarly, deep offensive line for North Carolina.
Defense in terms of production. Strowman back to return as Mangili delivers. And Strowman will have to wave this one out as it will bound and roll. Over from inside its own 10. A minute 43, only one timeout. Brewer had nothing downfield. Excellent coverage, plus the Tar Heels have 3 timeouts with which to work. Rogers running left with a convoy of blockers, and out of bounds he goes, and that's going to stop the clock. Timeouts and likely good field position. Big third down here. Brewer gets taken down. Hughes is going to need a boomer, and Switzer, the dangerous return man, is at midfield. Decent punt. Switzer forced to the sideline. And Ryan Switzer swallowed up. Good coverage by Virginia Tech for the second quarter. Williams, big play threat. Switzer, and he could not hold on in traffic. And Chuck Clark laid. Light rush, so Williams has time, and he throws incomplete for Quinshot. 3 of 3 on third down today. Is Williams passing, but this is going to be third and longer.
False start, offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Zone read, it is Williams running away from Otua Pawaka. Got chopped down in the open field by Brandon.
We may see some beamer ball getting after the punter right here.
Going to be a line drive for Mangili. Strowman from the 14. Trying to set up good field position with the clock winding down. And he got hit hard by Rashad.
Throw it up to that guy and let him go get a rebound.
North Carolina will drop 7 in coverage. And Brewer, instead of taking a huge risk, will take the sack from Mikey Bart, which takes us. Tar Heel offense will touch it first here in the second half. They'll start from the 25. Kelly mentioned it. Running that zone read, and Elijah Hood, a good run for a first down. 11th Wake Forest. That's how good this Virginia Tech defense was. They come up with a stop.
Yeah, Adam, you're exactly right. Second half with that same approach.
Ryan Switzer is going to get the end around here, and he gets chopped down in the open field. Penalty marker comes flying in. False start again.
False start, offense, number 70. It's a 5-yard penalty, third down.
Serving this group of North Carolina a bit.
Just a 4-man rush. Williams throwing deep and incomplete.
It's going to be a long day for this vaunted North Carolina offense.
A penalty that would have been declined anyway to force this punt. And a fair catch signaled by Strowman, but it ended up being caught as per usual. There is McMillan on first down. Speaking of defense, DeJuan Drennan with a tackle for a loss. First and 20. He'll go with first and 20. Well, they'll go back to McMillan with the Hokies, and he gets almost all that penalty yardage back as he works back.
You have to do, keep it simple so you guys can execute.
McMillan got a cut away and lost his footing with Schottmer closing in. And a 4-man North Carolina rush against Brewer. That gets to him again, and Mikey Bart is half sacks on the day. Came in with 3 on the season. Low punt, it's blocked by North Carolina. It looked like Bug Howard got into the backfield against A.J. Hughes to smack that ball down. An excellent field position coming up here for the Tar Heels inside the Tech 40.
Bug Bug Howard is a 6'5", 210-pound receiver, and he uses that length right there, coming off the edge, and the poor snap obviously leads to the punt taking longer, and then Howard gets that right paw on it. Not really a block by design, more a block by a poor snap.
From a veteran long snapper who's had some issues in Eddie D'Antuono. The last couple of weeks, D'Antuono has had issues on snaps. And they were trying to run a trick play, and Daddy Nicholas was having no... Keep it on the ground here with Hood. Got grabbed immediately by Luther Maddie. Daddy. Tech showing pressure. Bringing heat. Williams with time, throwing to a slipping receiver. He had Mac Hollins out there, but there was a penalty marker thrown from the near sideline. I wonder if a Hokie was in the neutral zone, because there was some pointing before the play.
Offside. 90.
Wow. Daddy Nicholas got called for the penalty, and he just yelled and made contact with Ron Cherry.
Yeah, third and...
Offside. Number 90, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 90, defense, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
There was some pointing because Nicholas maybe thought that there was some movement from the North Carolina line, and it looked like he took a step into the neutral zone. But after the play, this is the unsportsmanlike, and you just cannot do this if you're Daddy Nicholas.
Yeah, you have to keep your head, and that just was absolutely uncalled for. 3rd and 13 was about to become 3rd and 8, and now they put this explosive offense from North Carolina in harm's way.
At the 20 with first down, and Marquise Williams exploding. Williams diving to the pylon, and he is out of bounds at the 1. A 19-yard run from Williams to set up 1st and goal. And Nicholas has to be kicking himself after that dumb penalty a moment ago.
Yeah, a 5th-year senior allows North Carolina's quarterback to get to this point.
Quick snap, trying to work forward. On the ground, it was Elijah Hood, and he couldn't get much leverage. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Trying to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Hood stacked up. They'll spot it at the 2. Williams under pressure to the end zone. Deflected and incomplete. Fritz could not corral it. You want to talk about a break and some good stands by Darion Green from the 1. And Green will make it out to about the...
No.
Play fake. Brewer dumps it off for Hodges to pick up some yardage. Happy birthday, Joey and Danny. Adnan.
Florida scored. Adam.
Adnan, thank you.
Efficient at it against Gene Chiswick's defense.
Quick throw from Brewer with space for Ford, and he's got another 1st down. Back to limiting explosive plays. That one was 15 yards on the pass. Carolina blitz. Big hit from Schottmer on Brewer, who forward to Tar Heel D. 2nd down 10, McMillan. Ran right into Nas Jones. North Carolina on a blitz. Quick pass for Phillips, and he spins to the sticks and past him to the 41-yard. 41 with a fresh set of downs has something in store. They fake it on the end around to Stroman. Shot down the field, Hodges. Flag thrown. It'll be a pass interference against Des Lawrence. Second in the conference in pass defenses. M.J. Stewart on the other side is first. They have 2 very good corners, but Hodges is a matchup problem.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 2. 15 yards. Automatic 1st down.
And you throw a vertical to a 6'7" receiver down the field on a 6-foot-tall cornerback right here. Lawrence is the defender on Bucky Hodges, number 7. Virginia Tech has to be willing to do more of that in order to move the football down the field and get in the end zone.
They set up shop after the penalty at the 26. Rogers with a big block from Eric Gallo. Takes it inside the 10. It's Kelly red zone. Hodges at the bottom of the formation. He's helping to block for Rogers. Inside. Rogers stacked up. Good 10th play for the Hokies. 3rd down and goal. Brewer trying to get to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown Tech.
Offensive coordinator Scott Leffler's strong suit is formationing and pre-snap window dressing. All of the wide receivers leads to an advantage in the box, and the quarterback draw takes Michael Brewer into the end zone.
And Mikey Bart got a piece of Brewer, and how about the second effort by the redshirt senior from Lake Travis, Texas.
Tough Texan pays it off in the end. Very well designed.
Yeah, absolutely. High snap, handled well by Hughes, and Sly bangs it. Laser does a great job in the radio booth for Virginia Tech in his first year. Tie game, 10-10. And then Burke, what do you Gale State as they host Michigan State today? Crowd getting loud again. Another penalty pre-snap against the Tar Heels. And the Nuggets, Sunday special edition for the NBA. Into a tight window, Ryan Switzer makes the catch. Williams trying to find room, and it's Motua Puaka, the first. Williams, pressure from the backside, and that ball is loose. It's picked up and scooped by North Carolina, but it is going to be ruled incomplete either side, although Elijah Hood picked it up. For North Carolina, it was ruled dead anyway. Mangili boots one away for Stroman, who signals a fair catch and have it at the 31-yard line. Take a listen on when the whistle blows. Recovery of the ball if the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass, and it's argued that it could be a fumble. Here's McMillan trying to get the Virginia Tech offense going. Brewer stands in the pocket, gets rid of it for a first down to Cam Phillips. They run against a nickel blitz, and McMillan slipping tackles out of bounds near the 35-yard line, but there's a penalty marker thrown back at the 47. Back at Virginia Tech's 47 near the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense. Number 7. It's a 10-yard penalty.
And 20. Back at their own 36. And Rogers on the run with Gallo, his center, with a good block. And Rogers gets that penalty yardage. Running against the blitz. Schottmer was the blitzer, and Rogers lost the football. Nas Jones has it on the ground for North Carolina, and the Tar Heels take over.
This was really set up by the quick penetration by the linebacker Jeff Schottmer, and Sam Rogers was able to avoid that, but then Nas Jones knocked the ball away and jumped on it.
A huge takeaway for the Tar Heel defense to close out the third quarter. They will have excellent field position in a tie game as we head to the fourth. Rogers trying to hold on. Jones stripped it. Jones recovered it. The Heels take over in Virginia Tech territory when the fourth quarter begins on the other side. Game with a win on the road today. First down after the takeaway. And Williams stumbling, spinning, firing, Switzer. Ryan that zone read and looking for Hood to gather yard. Williams with pressure from Marshall, throwing a very low pass for 10 on third down. Blitz off the edge, gets picked up. And Williams fires first down inside the red zone. Quinshot Davis, a burst up the middle for Hood, and North Carolina takes the lead early in the fourth.
Marquise Williams handles the ball so well. If you take a look at how long he holds the ball in the mesh, the defense simply doesn't know where it's going. Look how long Williams carries that all the way down in the line. Does the quarterback have it? Or in this case, no, Elijah Hood has it and scampers into the end zone.
Big touchdown for Hood. His 13th rushing touchdown this year. Second in the ACC behind Dalvin Cook. A purposeful run. You can see the look on his face. Pure intensity right now from Elijah Hood, and the Tar Heels have jumped out in front early in the fourth, taking advantage of the takeaway. Right down the middle for Weiler. That was the year that Georgia Tech went to the ACC title game and gave Florida State a good game. J.C. Coleman will end up taking a knee after the bobble, and Adnan Brewer from the 25-yard line. Trayvon McMillan, shifty moves and a good first down block Eastern time. Here is McMillan stretching to the edge.
Number 7 away.
All play action, deep drop. That means deep routes down the field. Throwing for Hodges. And it is picked off. Des Lawrence, who gives up 6 inches to Bucky Hodges, going up top, tipping it away and picking it off.
I like the attempt on the vertical to Bucky Hodges. It just wasn't a very good throw. You didn't give your 6'7" receiver a very good opportunity. And more importantly, Des Lawrence comes down with this one, wins the 50-50 ball.
And an interception from Michael Brewer, a takeaway for North Carolina. And Williams puts one on the ground to start this drive, but does recover. So Clark and a can. Williams riding that zone read, and an open man down the middle in Fritz. And the redshirt freshman tight end takes it out to midfield. That zone read has been killing Virginia Tech in some big moments.
Yeah, the zone read is established in the run game, and then it's the play action and getting into that void in that second level. Brandon Fritz has found that a couple of times today.
You know what else is hurting North Carolina has been the pre-snap penalties.
False start, offense, number 71. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
1st and 15 after the false start. And Hood somehow found an alley along the edge and got chopped in the open field by Chicago.
Up to the field to the run game.
Design run to the short side of the field with a block from Quinshot Davis. Contact is made, so that would not indicate a late hit. Logan to the short side again.
The run game has emerged in the second half.
There's that riding zone read again. Lead block from Hood, but Williams got hit by Shagag, and that stops.
Man-to-man straight up.
With Williams on the option, pitching it late for a first down. First down pass for Switzer. Trying to go to the outside. And it's second down and design run. Williams has some space. And he's got a seam. And he's got the run and the first down. Virginia Tech. Running left with Hood. Staying on his feet and spun down after he got some additional. Right in that zone read again. It's deja vu. Just like the last touchdown, it's Hood into the end zone after the long read by Williams.
Second half run game by North Carolina's offense has been the key. And it's been a variety in the run game. It's been the quarterback Marquise Williams adding a hat to the run game, but it's also been Elijah Hood getting downhill.
All 3 touchdowns for North Carolina today have been on the ground. They're really starting to put things together, despite that loss to Texas in the Red River rivalry. Here is Coleman on the return. A good one out across the 25-yard line.
This defense in that conference, I think Oklahoma is going to be a team to be reckoned with down the stretch.
Virginia Tech has turned it over twice on its last 4 snaps. Well, this throw from Brewer is complete to the 30 for him.
I think that's exactly what I would do, to be honest with you.
Brewer, another quick throw to the outside, trying to get the tempo going, and this time it's the other sophomore.
Playoff team without an offense. They're one-sided if I've ever seen a one-sided team.
Yeah, you're talking eye test. They do not pass that eye test. Incomplete. As would college prep live. I mean, he and Jordan Spieth's, his family and Jordan Spieth's family go back a long way. 4-man rush against Brewer, who again releases pretty quickly and has Isaiah Ford close to a first down. Big 3rd down and 2. Here comes the blitz. And Brewer is going to try to run against it. He actually may have ended up being tackled right. Chris Herbie and Heather will have the call for it. 1st down and 10. Blitz for Brewer. Back shoulder throw. Incomplete. Brewer to Hodges. That ball was deflected and ended up in
opportunity.
Safety blitz. Heels bring heat, and Brewer forced into a very quick throw.
Michael Brewer wasn't even looking.
Defense, number 10. It's a 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
He thought he was saving a touchdown possibility over the top to Malik.
Des Lawrence back in the game at corner against Hodges. Long throw from Brewer into a tight window. Simultaneous possession, and MJ Stewart ripped it away. MJ Stewart had the leverage, and he comes up with the pick for North Carolina, ripping it out of the hands of Isaiah Ford.
Ruling on the field is an interception. 1st down, Carolina.
I think the question is going to be whether Stewart actually had possession before he went out of bounds, but it was very well covered. Isaiah Ford is going to go on the out route right there, number 1. The ball placement was left inside, and it looked like MJ Stewart came down with that.
I think he did too, Cal.
Poor ball placement, but a very, very well defended ball by MJ Stewart.
He had the inside leverage and the clear-cut possession of that football. And now North Carolina trying to salt away these minutes. And there goes Elijah Hood. Out across the 45-yard. TJ Logan checks in, gets this touch. And Logan for the Coastal Division title. 1st down as Hood runs it inside the 210 rushing yards, 166 through the air. But Williams with an issue on the exchange, and Woody Barron says that the Hokies are not done yet.
Wow. The only thing that could have made this still interesting was that right there.
Giveaway.
Yeah, the ball handling we were talking about. Marquise Williams loves to ride the running back as long as he can to create indecision on the defensive side, and that time it cost his team. Woody Barron jumps on the football.
4 fumbles lost on the season. 2 of them have come in this game from Marquise Williams. Rare giveaways by North Carolina's quarterback. Here is Rodgers, and he gets twisted down in the old game. Right now, after that 1st down run from Rodgers, he gets this catch. And he's got the long catch and run inside the North Carolina.
Nobody was covering it.
Another 4-man rush. Brewer with some time, and he'll end up getting out of the pocket. Blitz from North Carolina. Rodgers with a good blitz pick up to allow Brewer to throw it, and Isaiah Ford over the shoulder near the 10-yard line. Beautiful throw by Brewer.
Donnie Mills was a free safety, went to the center of the field and left one-on-one outside. Des Lawrence got beat over the top by Isaiah Ford. Rare explosive play given up in coverage by North Carolina.
Brewer throwing the fade route from Malik, but he wasn't too close to it.
Actually going to help over the top.
That's Hodges. Design run for Brewer. I'm a little surprised they're running the football here. Brewer firing to the inside, and it's incomplete. Brewer back of the end zone, right on cue. Bucky Hodges keeps the Hokies alive.
That was well designed formationally. Bucky Hodges was actually in a tight split that typically means for the defensive backfield, he's going to the corner of the end zone. That time, head fake to the corner, Bennett back to the middle of the field underneath the goalpost. Very well designed and very, very well ran by Bucky Hodges. Remember,
go ahead, Cal.
Bucky Hodges is in a tight split. Keep that in mind, and it's going to be a head fake outside. Everything about his alignment is saying he's running to the corner, and that's exactly what the defender, Sam Smiley, thinks over the top. Smiley's going outside. Bucky Hodges.
They're going to go ahead and kick it deep here. All right, interesting. The higher near 3-decade stretch. Riding that zone read, and there goes T.J. Logan. Tiptoe on the sideline, he stayed in bounds and took it inside the Virginia Tech.
Minimum requirement right here.
Williams holding on to it, and he lost the football. Virginia Tech's got it. Shagog at the bottom of the pile for the Hokies. North Carolina is going to argue that Williams was down.
The ruling on the field is a fumble and a recovery by Virginia Tech.
The question is going to be obviously whether Williams was down before the ball came out. I think Luther Matty knocked that ball out. There's no doubt about it. We talked about it.
And at both those timeouts important. Beamer just got one back. Brewer, plenty of time. Looking for Ford. He's got it inside the 20.
Well, Ford is matched up on Des Lawrence to stutter and go. Very good move, and then his quarterback, Michael Brewer, finds him, but finding the one-on-one and a receiver that won on that route.
Last time in this area was Bucky Hodges. He's in the slot to the left. Give to Rogers. And Sam Rogers spinning down in a passing touchdown in no hurry. Rogers again. Rogers lunging to try to get additional yardage. Brewer to the end zone, and it is caught, but incomplete. The replay booth is not buzzing down yet. 4th down and 2 for Virginia Tech. And here's the game. Brewer, end zone, Ford, it is caught! Touchdown, Tech! Almost fitting that a takeaway by Virginia Tech in the final minutes could lead to this, a tie game. On 4th down and 2, Frank Beamer's magic is still alive in Blacksburg.
It starts with tremendous protection, and then Isaiah Ford wins once again. He's been the go-to guy. Bucky Hodges going outside, attracting a lot of attention, opens up the middle of the field for Isaiah Ford. And Brewer was just ice water in his veins on that particular drive. Made some really nice throws, and Brewer thought he had it the play before, and it's confirmed on this one. Boatload of time.
Slide a kick. And they'll go in and take it to the 25-yard line. Setting up for a big three in the pattern for Williams. Stepping up in the pocket and a first down catch. It is Quinshot Davis. Off the fake. Williams throwing into a tight window for Howard, and it was nearly intercepted. Pressure from Virginia Tech, and Williams runs right into Motua Puaka. Tar Heels mean riding that zone read again. They run it on 3rd and long, and Logan gets stopped.
Logan, Virginia Tech called it. No idea why North Carolina would call a timeout there.
It was called by Ron Cherry as a North Carolina timeout. So here's the punt from Mangili. And Stroman will take a fair catch at the 21-yard line with 26 seconds left. So we are setting up for overtime at Lane Stadium. A 14-point comeback in the second half for Virginia Tech. That started the sequence.
The regulation score is 24-24, so we have overtime. North Carolina, being the visitors, will have an opportunity to make the first points on choice. Captain, you can go offense, defense, or you can go in the field. Okay? So here we go. Call heads. It is heads. Carolina, you've won the toss. You want to go defense first. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're going to put the ball in play, Virginia Tech, on which end? Okay, we're going to put the ball in play on this end. Get your backs here. Okay? Okay. Both teams, by rule, will have an additional timeout. The ball will be placed on the 25-yard line, first down. There is no game clock. Both play clocks will be in operations.
Overtime game for Carolina this year. On first down, it's Trayvon McMillan to the edge. And McMillan shut down after a 4-yard gain. Back for a win. They did it after trailing early against Georgia Tech last week. McMillan, Schottmer gets to him first, and then he gets grabbed by Rashad and Barrett. At USC, Oregon coming up when we're done. 3rd down and 8. 4-man twist. Brewers got time, but running out of room and slings it to the sideline.
Needed to extend it into another overtime or obviously win it with a touchdown at this point.
We'll mark it at the 31-yard line for a 41-yard try for Slide. And Slide is able to slide it through. Virginia Tech gets points, and now North Carolina will get the ball with a chance to win it with a touchdown.
And this just sneaks in. Remember, he missed one earlier. Did Sly pushed it a little bit to the left, and this one looked like it was staying right and worked just back inside the right.
Williams to throw. Looking for Switzer, and he's got it inside the 10-yard line. And goal. Up the middle, there goes Hood, who has a couple of scores today on that zone. Movement before the play, off the left side of the line. Looked like Fritz.
False start. Offense. Number 78. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Williams gets grabbed by Clark near the 6. Williams throwing to the end zone. Looking for Davis on a touchdown. The Tar Heels win. Quinshot Davis, their all-time leading receiver, hauling it in.
And quite simple. By formation, I get Davis
On the review.
as we hear that play is under further review, which is exactly the way it should be. And Formation gives Davis one-on-one outside at 6'4". You go up and make a play. Very well thrown by Williams, matched up on Edmonds. Edmonds is known for his length as well, and that time Davis made a better play on the 50-50 back shoulder throw.
As Kelly told you, Ron Cherry did declare that this play is under review. It is a scoring play that they need to take a look at, whether or not Davis had possession all the way through the catch. And this has been the most argued and debated and questioned rule in the rule book, whether you're talking about college football or the NFL. What is and what is not a catch? Does he possess the football all the way through the process of the catch?
I think this is going to be overturned.
After review, the play stands.
Wow.
Touchdown. Game's over.
Not enough indisputable video evidence to overturn the ruling on the field, and it is a touchdown for Quinshot Davis, and the Tar Heels come on the road in overtime, spoil Frank Beamer's home finale, and come away with their 10th straight win. They are 7-0 in the ACC, and they are headed to their first ever ACC championship game. Home finale for Frank Beamer, some magic, but it fell short in the comeback as he hugs his wife Cheryl. Coaches